Welcome to the Apex Fundamentals series.
Hi friends!
This is a series where I'll break down the core concepts behind high-level Apex Legends gameplay. I've hit number 1 8 times, I've IGL'd at multiple LGS LAN events, and I'm here to show you how the game actually works. I'll go through every important mechanic and concept within the game and explain one of them at a time to help you guys win more games. In the last episode we talked about spacing and its importance in Apex. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down aim. Aim isn't just beaming someone or having good tracking. It's made up of different skills working together. Your static aim, your reactive aim, your tracking, and your recoil control, and how fast you can switch targets. And here's the part most players never actually think about. You don't aim the same way across every single fight. The way you aim at close range is completely different from the way you aim mid-range, and you can't track properly if your movement is out of control. It's about understanding which aiming skill you need in the moment and having the fundamentals to actually back it up. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the real fundamentals of aiming in Apex, the different types of aim, how to build them properly, and what actually makes your aim feel consistent instead of random. So let's break down the 4 core aiming skills you will use across almost every single fight. Static aim. This is your ability to keep your crosshair still and accurate before the fight even starts. It's what lets you line up clean shots on someone who isn't moving much, resing a teammate for example, popping a heal, running in a straight line. Static aim is all about control. If this is weak, you're going to miss almost every easy shot that should be free. The truth is, you don't actually need aim trainers or long routines. Everything you need is right here in the firing range. The first thing I want to go over is the right range settings before we get into any actual aim drills. Go into customize range and you're going to scroll down, and I want you to copy every single setting I have in here for the most part. So when it comes to practice static aim in the range, we're going to come to this section of the range. What we're going to do is pick up an R99, an R301, any gun you actively want to improve with, and we're going to come stand here on this hill. What you're going to do is stand still and practice tracking these targets, mainly for controller, because whenever you stand still, you don't actually get rotational aim assist. So this is going to be a lot harder for you to actually practice killing these targets, and it will also make your aim better. In general, this is just an incredibly good warm-up. This is where your aim is 100% showing and there's no gimmick, because you can mirror strafe the target or you can counter mirror strafe the target, and that actually makes your aim way easier. But if you just practice doing this for let's say 10 minutes a day, you will get better, I promise. Reactive aim. This is your fast adjustment skill. The tiny micro corrections you make when someone jiggle peeks, slide into you, or changes direction suddenly. Every close range fight forces you to rely on reactive aim. It's what lets you snap between targets or instantly adjust when someone does something unpredictable. So when it comes to practicing reactive aiming, you may see a lot of professional Apex players in the range doing this. Jem Burton, Furholst, even me. Whenever you're in the range, the reason people do this is a concept called target acquisition. It's basically your ability to transfer between targets at a fast speed. And this is super important to practice because this is how fast you can switch between targets in game. Let's say there's an enemy here and an enemy there. Well, how fast can you switch between those two accurately and fast? Come to about here with any gun you want. A good gun to do this with is the R301 with a 1x. Put it on single fire and just practice doing this. Now, obviously, you don't have to do it as fast, but just practice this for a while and see how fast your aim can get. I would say this is slightly less important than the other one in terms of just complete tracking aim, but this is still really crucial for getting better. Tracking. This is the big one. Tracking is keeping your aim glued to someone while they're moving. Side to side, strafing, climbing, sliding, all of these for example. Tracking is the foundation of almost every single beam you hit. But it only works if your movement is controlled and your crosshair placement is good. So when it comes to tracking aiming, I want you to come to this section of the firing range up here. And what I want you to do when it comes to tracking aim is to do one of two things. You're going to stand still and practice tracking the target just like this. You want to stay glued to the center of the target, or what I want you to do is anti-mirror strafe the target. This is the strafe in general you should be doing in 90% of your games. Anti-mirror is basically if your opponent goes left, you go right. If they go right, you go left. And this makes it incredibly easy to track. So in general, just do this. Just practice tracking at the center of their chest. And then you can even stand still, add in bursts of shots, switch between targets, and just do this for 5 to 10 minutes a day as well. I would say if you're somebody who's currently struggling with aiming, or you think aiming is your worst fundamental, this here is the most crucial thing you can do. Target switching. This is your ability to swap from one target to another without losing control. It shows up in every third party, every 1v3, and every single chaotic fight you take. If you tunnel vision or your switch is slow, you'll lose fights even if your tracking is perfect. And target switching, the way you improve it is basically the exact same way I showed you with target acquisition, but you increase the distance. This stems from the thing I said at the start of this video. The way you aim at close range and the way you aim at long range is not the same. So you need to actively practice your long range target acquisition as well until you get good at this as well. Go back to 60 meters or 70 meters and practice from this distance here, and I promise you, you'll start to see improvement in your game really quickly. You don't need to do all of these every single day. 2 or 3 of these mixed in before you play is enough to keep your aim sharp and consistent. And at the end of the day, aim isn't just about being flashy, it's about having a simple, repeatable routine that builds the skills you actually use in real fights, and those drills are what is going to help you achieve that. Once you understand these aiming types, every single fight starts to feel more predictable and way more consistent. I'm going to teach you how to actually have good recoil in a few seconds, which will make you a lot better, and it can apply to any gun the second you pick it up. Come to any area of the range where you see a wall, and I want you to just shoot your gun into a wall. This sounds stupid, but just do it. Don't touch your stick, don't touch your mouse. So now, the next time, I want you to just pull down your stick as little as you can. You see what I'm doing here? Just do this, as little as you can. What you're going to see is the recoil is less. Just progressively learn what's called thumb tension. This is basically the amount that you're going to pull down on your stick or your mouse to counteract recoil in general. And you pull down a tiny bit more, and it's a lot easier for you to learn this thumb tension than it is for you to learn actual recoil patterns. Same thing applies to the R9. Just shoot it, let it ride, then pull down a little bit more until it basically doesn't move. Everyone tells you that you should learn the recoil pattern, and I'm going to tell you this is wrong. There is 20 something guns in this game, and if you were to spend 10 minutes on every single gun, that would be 4 hours of your life that you would have to spend just to learn the recoil patterns, and probably even longer to be able to actually get it done. All I've done is learn thumb tension for every gun, and it took me a few minutes with each gun. Now that we understand the different types of aim, we need to talk about what actually makes your aim consistent. Because most players don't really have bad aim, they just don't have the fundamentals to make aiming easier and more repeatable. The first one is stability. If your movement is messy, your aim is going to feel messy too. Consistent aim comes from being in control of your character. This means clean strafes, clean slides, and clean entries. When your movement is stable, your reticle will naturally stay locked on the targets way easier. The second one is crosshair placement. This also is one of the biggest aim hacks in Apex Legends. Good crosshair placement means your reticle is already at head or upper chest level before the fight even starts. Better placement means less work, which in return means better aim. The third one is clean peaks. Your aim gets worse the more chaotic your peaks are. If you swing too wide, if you peek too fast, your reticle has no chance to settle. Clean controlled peaks make it way easier to track and react to what's going on around you. You don't need fancy movement, you need clean movement. The fourth one is seeing what matters. Your aim is only as good as what you can focus on. If your screen is shaking, you're sliding all over the place, or your FOV and settings make everything look tiny, it becomes harder to track targets. Good aim comes from being able to clearly follow the enemy. And the last one is fight rhythm. This rhythm is how fast you strafe, how fast you change strafes, the typical way you move, and the way you shoot. If you can control your rhythm, your aim will feel smooth. So whenever you put all of these 5 things together, aim stops feeling random and your shots land way more consistently. At the end of the day, aim isn't just raw mechanics, it's the foundation you give yourself before you even fire a bullet. I'm going to go over a list of common aim mistakes players make in Apex, and I'm also going to tell you how to fix them. So the first one is over-strafing or moving too fast. Movement is supposed to help your aim, not fight it. If you're spamming crouch or moving way too fast in close range fights, your reticle never gets a chance to settle. The fix? Slow your movement down just enough to keep control. Clean controlled strafes will always give you better tracking. And secondly, don't crouch spam in fights. I know it seems like it works, I promise you I stopped doing that years ago. The second one is aiming too low. This is one of the biggest aim problems in the entire player base. Most players aim at the floor, the waist, or the legs and then wonder why their damage is inconsistent or why they can't finish fights. Aim at upper chest or head height at all times. And third one is peeking too wide. When you swing too wide around corners, you expose your whole body before your aim even comes online. Your reticle isn't ready and you're already taking damage. The fix is simple. I want you to practice jiggle peeking corners or peek smaller. Stay in control at all times and give your aim time to settle before you full swing. The fourth one is finding your own recoil. A lot of players try to force recoil control, dragging their stick or mouse too hard and overcorrecting every bullet. All that does at the end of the day is make your aim heavier and less predictable. Recoil control is light and consistent. A small pull down goes a long way. 5. Standing still when the enemy is strafing. If you don't move, you have to track 100% of the enemy's movement. Standing still makes you a target and makes aiming harder. 6 is panicking when targets change direction. Every player struggles with this. Someone strafes the other way and your reticle flies off their body. The fix: slow it down. You want to put as little pressure on your thumbstick or your mouse as possible. The 7th and last one is switching targets too early. This one loses players more fights than they realize. You crack someone and instantly swap to another target before the first one is down, and now you finish neither. Finish your fight first before starting your second. All of these mistakes have the same pattern. They make aiming harder than it needs to be. So if you can fix the chaos, your aim will instantly start to feel more consistent. So that's aiming in Apex. Not just tracking, not just recoil control, but understanding the different types of aim and the fundamentals that make your mechanics consistent. Aim isn't just about being flashy, it's about being stable. It's about clean crosshair placement, controlled movement, good peaks, and using the right aiming skill at the right time. When those things come together, your aim stops feeling random and starts feeling reliable across every single fight you take. If this video helped you out, drop a like and let me know in the comments what fundamentals you guys want me to break down next. Also, would you guys like to see me do VOD review of viewers while I break down your guys' mistakes watching your games live? Let me know if you guys think that would be a good idea. This is Apex Fundamentals. Keep it lit.